Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. A great big thank you to everyone that has subscribed, etc, press buttons, whatever. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate that. A great big welcome to all the newcomers that's just subscribed. I hope you find some of, I don't expect every video, but I hope you find some of my videos interesting. A big thank you to everybody on the last video that left their comments. I am grateful for all them comments. And everybody, it doesn't matter what you say. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. They're entitled to their own opinion, and I am not upset by anything anyone says. Please say what you want. As long as don't keep the swear words down. But it is. And my heart goes out to all the unfortunate people that's lost their lives because of this virus. And I'm rooting for everyone that's got the virus to get well soon. Really am. And hooray for the ones that have come through it. This is something I think that's going to be in everybody's mind for a long time. And I know there's a lot of people saying, I'm sick of hearing about coronavirus, but it needs to be talked about. It needs to be dealt with because, you know, check up on the 1918 flu. Then you'll understand what it's about. It's scary. Anyway, I'll get into this video now. What I'm actually doing. This is, if you remember rightly, if you're in a video further along, my grandson Oliver, it was his Christmas present. It was a Nintendo Switch, a Nintendo Switch Lite, and he dropped it in the toilet. He did. I wouldn't care. The week before, I'd caught him going into the toilet with him, and I said, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Leave that outside the toilet." I have my wheelchair. I said, "Just put it on there." I says, "Until you come out the toilet, son. You don't need to be taking that where there's water." And then, well, that was about 2 weeks ago. And then last week, well, it's about 5 days. He went back into the toilet, didn't he? And guess what? It fell out of his hands and straight into the toilet. I'll just push it further over, just adjust the camera a bit so you can see it a bit better there. So what I've done, I was hoping he didn't turn it off, and he said he did try to turn it back on. So I immediately stripped it down, and I cleaned everything off, dried it off as much as I can, but the board was like soaking wet and then there's bits in it. So I put this silica gel, these bags I've got quite a few of them. I put them in my shed, around my shed, you know, because I don't half out with condensation. And they drew all the dampness out of this. It is bone dry in there now. I have put the battery back. I did strip the battery out to try and stop any damage getting done to anything on there. So what it is basically, once it goes in the water, you can guarantee 99% it is kept up, because there's a whole host of stuff on there that it can damage, the water can damage, because that battery will short everything out. Even the battery could have got shorted out. So at present now, I've managed to strip it down. I've dried it all out and put it back together now. I just have that plate, this plate to put on, this E-plate. There's silica, there's heatsink paste on there and on this, but I'm just going to put it back together and try it, see if it works. If it does, I'll just strip it back down and redo this paste here. So, firstly, I got to put this plate in. Now the battery there, it's total dry. Everything is absolutely brilliantly dry. So I don't have any problems. I do have, actually. I don't have any problems with dampness now or it being wet. So what I'm doing now, I'll just get this and make sure it's all lined up properly, because it's got the gel on it, and then I'll push it into place. Yeah, make sure everything is lined up. Yeah, that's it there. And then I'll get on with doing this. I just need to pick me, get me screws. And yeah, it was He did pull it straight out of the toilet. I think he was having a number one. So, therefore, it did kind of... it was wet, like, but... Because when I tilted it up like this, the puddle... There was a puddle of water that poured out of it. So, I'm 99% sure it's not going to work. There's only the very slight chance that the safety systems on the board should have closed it down to stop any shorting out of any other like serious stuff that needs protecting on the board. So I'm hoping I've got that 1% on my side. I don't even think it's 1%, to be honest. But if not, it's kaput. The board would be... It would be just cheaper to replace it, to be honest, because to buy any part, I mean, I've got parts there where I can re-solder and all this, but it's micro-solder and my eyes aren't too good these days. And what'll happen is, if it does require that, it'd be just cheaper just to chuck the just to get another one, because this one wouldn't be any good. Mind you, we keep good to keep the screen, etc. That'll still work. The casing and all stuff like that, you know, in case of he gets another one and gets future events. he's a kid, isn't he? To do this, it's expected. Mind you, we bought him in for Christmas because, to be honest, he wasn't really particularly bothered about getting anything for Christmas, because he's a kid that's got everything, if you get what I mean. And he has a Nintendo, but he just wanted the Nintendo, like, because his cousin got one. So his cousin got a Nintendo and he just wanted one. So, but after getting it, he was so impressed with it, he played it on a regular basis. He played with it on a regular basis, and he's enjoyed playing on it ever since. Oh my God, what was that? I better pick that up. I think it's just a screw that was in the lid. One moment, I'm just so it's a screw that was in the lid that missed, that I never took out. Anyway, put it back on there. Right, this is the hardest bit. Is put things back together without breaking things. Well, there again. Is there anything I need to do there? I'm just checking. That's it, we got it slotted there. Got to get this corner in. Got that. That's where his gaming card goes in there. I'm just going to put a couple of screws in, and then, do you know, I really do not know how this I think these will be the small ones in the front, which are not very magnetic, to be honest. Might even be I think it's a different size screwdriver for that, but I will give it a try. Very awkward. I started messing about with stuff like this when I was a child. My uncle, he got me into fixing like the old radiograms. Remember the old valve radiograms? I loved them. And televisions. And I had many a night. I used to sit up with them on the weekends, you know, till about 2 in the morning, where we both be messing about, and he's on one radiogram, I'm another. He used to fix some people for free. I think he worked in a TV shop at one time, you know, electrical shop, repairing stuff. And what had happened, that was before he died. And when I was a kid, and I was up to about 11-year-old, but I was doing it from about 6-year-old. And I'm not kidding you, I've had some shocks. And I've had my hair stand. I used to have hair back then. I had my hair standing on end quite often. My mother actually blamed that for me going bald. No, the alopecia runs in the family. But And even my Uncle Tommy used to get some shocks and all, because, you know, like, you're not, your brain's that, one moment, I'll just get that one. Your brain is that into what you're doing, you forget, you do sometimes forget about safety. And, you know, when you're messing about with electronic stuff, especially when it's connected into a 240 volt, you get a bang and burnt fingers. And sometimes your hair stands on end. Luckily, I used to know, and that might even be the problem why you had an heart attack in the first place. But what happens is, as long as my feet, the power couldn't get through my whole body and into the ground, I was fine. Never got electrocuted badly. My Uncle Tommy, he was only young when he died. He got killed on the motorway on his way to work. He used to go to work on them great big pedal bikes. Forgot what to call them again. Like big sit-up and beg things. They were massive, big black thing. And he used to go to work on that, and he'd stopped at the pavement across a busy road, and his front wheel of his bike was like hanging over the pavement a bit, and the car was coming down right close to the pavement, hit the bike wheel, flew up in the air, and he was rushed into hospital, but died the following day. He only had 2 tiny little cuts on his head, on his forehead. Amazing. Didn't look like there's anything else wrong with him. And that's when he died. So I think I was about 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I think, something like that. And that was a sad day. I love my Uncle Tommy. When the ice cream van come round, believe me, I always got my sweets and ice creams off him. Well, the three of my brothers, me and 2 of my brothers, we got ice creams, and we were always messing about with everything that he had in there. Anyway, I'm going to turn this on, see if it works. That's the on-off switch. Right, absolutely nothing. So I don't think it is going to work, is it? Is that actually a button? Right, well, what I need to do, I'll get the charger, and let's try a bit of charging it. This is the first time I've ever took one of these apart. Alright. Let's see if it'll sizzle when I plug it in. What I've got to do now, effectively, I've got to give that a couple of minutes. See if it'll charge that battery up, and also see. There's no other way of doing it. I could test it. I get the testers out, but I can't be bothered like that. And that's a weird button, that, like. Only small button. Oh yeah, I think you press like that. Right, well, I don't think we're getting any life out of it. I think this is what you do call kaput. If anyone has any better ideas, it's being tried. It might work. I don't know. It might work. Yeah, because I know the battery would have got really. Whoops! I bashed the camera there. Sorry about the shaking of the camera. Right, should have really. Is it on here? Right, yeah, that's definitely an off button, but I'm getting absolutely nothing out of it. So there's much more that's damaged. All I will do at a later stage is try it and test it. I might strip it down again, and I might strip it down again and see if I can find anything wrong with the board. I had a quick look at the board while it was out, and it didn't look like anything had blown on it, but you can't tell. You can't tell. So now I don't know that I need to get my testers on it and see if it is. But firstly, I'm going to charge it up. So there you are, everyone. A brand new. I'm not sure how much they cost. About $250, something like that. My assistant, the wife that is, she's the one that that paid for it. My grandson said he'd like a Nintendo Switch Lite. Pretty not overly expensive, but expensive for what it is, to be honest. And it's done. So I don't know. I'll be checking to see if I can get a board for it. I'm not sure. I will be taking the battery was already flattened, because obviously the battery shorted out. So it may be the battery that's kaput, I don't know. But I will be checking more. And I'll get back to people later on regarding this one. So, in that sense, well, on that note, like I said, I do appreciate what everyone's doing. Everyone that comes watches my videos, leaves a comment. Please leave comments, good or bad. Chat with each other. There's people who come on my channel and they like chat between themselves. I just seem to be the one that sits there and reading what they say to each other. But I'm not bothered. Please, I'm always up for a chat. I'm never ever offended by anything anyone ever says. What some people on the last one, I was referring to, just to put things straight, and some things that some people might not have understood. All the information I collected, what I do is I watched every single news channel mainstream. I watch the whole lot. I watch as much as I can, and I watch news channels from all over the world. And I also look at the media, the social media sites, and I look at a lot of them. And I do look at it all, and then I'm looking to find what's fake and what's not. And believe me, all of the mainstream media in my book that I have checked out seems to be very fake. Well, not fake. I'll give you an example. The BBC. If they're told not to publish anything by the government, they will stop. They will not do it. BBC is the government's screen machine. It's their propaganda machine. And the BBC, I found out that there was a strike in every weekend in France, been going on since October last year. And this is now March, isn't it? And I've never seen anything on BBC about it. I've never seen anything on ITV, Channel 5, News, all of our mainstream media, Sky News, CNN, all that lot, nothing. The only news channels I've seen cover it is two, which is RT News and Al Jazeera News. And, I've looked at what's going on in France, and Macron, there's that many people hate the man. I didn't know it, I didn't even know that he's like, my government got in with a very small majority of people. He rules for the majority, not for the minority. He rules for the minority, not the majority. And that's the same here. I mean, more people voted against this government than what voted for this government. 3 times more people voted against it. So out of a country of 60 million, if 40 million, if all 60 million voted, he would only command 20 million of the vote. The other 40 million people, that's the majority. You've got to understand that. So I use the information going through. I did make an apology about the face masks. And it all comes to make sense, I have had people say to me that, with the face masks, that the doctors wear it so that they don't infect their patients. But the trouble is, their patients have already got coronavirus. So if the doctors are wearing a mask, they must be wearing it to protect themselves. I do know that the masks I have ordered, which I'll put on this channel, they go down to, I think it's 0.3. Is it microns or whatever? 3 microns, whatever. Whereas the coronavirus is at 7, and its smaller particles are at 8, 5 micro thingies. So yes, when you think about it, the doctors are wearing the masks to protect themselves, not the patients. Patients have already got coronavirus. So when you think of it in that sense, and I actually put in another video before that the face masks aren't suitable because they're not going to protect you because that come from the World Health Organization. That come from Donald Trump. That come from this government. No, you don't wear the face mask, they're not going to do you any good. Unfortunately, the World Health Organization has changed their minds, and they're now thinking about putting a message out telling everybody, governments to enforce it. Some countries around the world have already enforced the face mask. You can't face masks. You cannot go out in public unless you've got one on. I was watching Harold Boulder in Sri Lanka. He's allowed out 2 days a week for 6 hours each day out of his hotel. He gets tested for coronavirus on the morning and he gets tested on the evening. And they're doing that every day to that man. He's stuck in Sri Lanka at the moment. Watch him, Harold Boulder. And you'll see that it's B-A-L-D-R, his name, Harold Boulder, B-A-L-D-R. And he's stuck in Sri Lanka now. And he said he's only allowed out 2 hours, 6 hours per day for 2 days a week. No, that is enforcement. The thing is, and everyone has to understand, there is some very bad, unscrupulous people out there that if they get coronavirus, they will get enraged and they'll take it out on the other human beings next to them and deliberately go on, infect them, knowing that they've got it. There's lots of people now walking around that know they've got it. It's all right to turn around and say to someone that's got coronavirus, go home and sit at home and self-isolate, but, them people don't. If they're fit and healthy, they don't feel it's affecting them too much, they'll get out there, they don't care about, as long as they don't affect their own. That's what some people are like. They don't care about others. So, everybody, you've got to stay safe. Literally, wear masks, use the sanitizer, do everything in your power, wash your shopping, your shopping, get it in, wipe the tins down, because in them supermarket people touch them constantly. And the World Health Organization has now put out another statement that it means in viral, and even the American, I think Donald Trump's going to be making another announcement about that. The American, this is what I'm getting, this is all the news come from like the World Health Organization, BBC, all these sites. And the World Health Organization is also putting people out that the 6 feet apart may not apply now. They reckon they've done more research into it just since this one, and they found out, they said that a sneeze could actually travel up to 8, are you listening, 8 meters away. That is a hell of a long way. But they've also said that the coronavirus can live for between 2 and 3 hours airborne. What do they mean by that? Well, what they mean is, if a guy, not a guy, a man or a woman, if a person ahead of you sneezes and you're about 30 feet away, his sneeze can float about for about 2 to 3 hours. So if you've got a slight draft coming your way, at 20 meters, it's still going to hit you. And this is a very, very contagious disease. There was also a report of three people living off grid in America somewhere, up in the probably Black Hills of Dakota, I don't know. I just remember reading the report, I forgot most of it. And all 3 of them come down with coronavirus. All 3 of them said they've had no human contact for months, since last year. They've never even seen another human being, and there's never been a human being anywhere near their property, they said. And yet all 3 come down with coronavirus. Work that one out. So does it mean coronavirus, if it drops onto dust, wind comes along, blows the dust, coronavirus. If it travels if it can stay in the air 2 to 3 hours, can you imagine a wind of about, 18 miles an hour? So it can travel 36 hours, 2 to 3 hours, 36 hours. That is the thing. So 36 hours it can travel. How far can it reach? If these 3 guys live something like 20, 30 mile apart or something like that, it can reach them when you think about it. Tell me, what do you think? That's just my own thoughts. Anyway, like I said, Great big thank you to everyone that visits my site and supports my channel. I really do appreciate that. You're all welcome. Everybody's welcome. A big welcome to all the new people that's just coming on. I really do appreciate it. I hope I can supply anything, videos that are entertaining you, because that's what you need at this time, you know, with all this self-quarantine. And if anyone has any ideas, you know, please give me a shout. You know, tell me what you'd like to think and you'd like to see, what I can do, or any way I can help you. I really would like to help anyone. If they want help, please. I have ideas in the pipeline, which I will, you know, let you know later on. Anyway, on that note, goodbye.